Hey guys, Lauren Bateman here, and I'm going to show you a really simple song to play. It's Free Falling by Tom Petty. I'm going to show you a very beginner way to do this, as well as how to spice it up as well. So let's get into the lesson video. So if you guys need a chord chart to see the lyrics for this, go over to my website, laurenbateman.com. I'll put a link in the description below for you guys to go check that out. So let's talk about the chords we're going to be using first. We're going to be using 3 variations of a D chord. So we're going to be using D major. So hopefully you know that chord already. We're going to be using a D sus4, which is we're going to put the pinky down on the bottom E string at the 3rd fret. So you have your D chord, you can leave this finger down for now. Put the pinky down. All right, so it's D, we have D sus4, lift up your pinky, play a D again, and then lift up your 2nd finger, and we have D sus2. You hear that? So we have D sus2, D, D4, D sus4. All right, one more time, starting from D sus4, we have D sus4 with the pinky down. Lift up the pinky, you have a D chord. Lift up your 2nd finger, you have a D sus2. So I would just start by practicing working through those changes. D sus2, D, 4, 4, D, 2. So this is a very common thing that is done in music. I mean, you think of like Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. So that's awesome. So it's a very, very common, this D sus2, D sus4 thing. So great skill and technique to get yourself familiar with hearing, because you're going to hear it a lot in music. It's used over and over again. So first, let's talk about the timing. Let's do the beginner version first, and then I'm going to do the more intermediate version and show you how this all comes together. Now I'm going to try and make this as beginner level as possible for the timing here. And there's a little bit of syncopation, but I think if you just do 1 strum per chord, you're going to be fine here. So we're going to start with our D chord on 1, and the timing is 1, 2, and 1 and 2, and it's going to be D and sus4. Those are the 2 chords. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and just use down strums. All right, there's the timing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so a little more up to speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, that's the timing of your first 2 chords. Now, the timing to get back, and then once you get this, it's just a loop over and over again. The next part, so we've done dun, dun. So we're going to start on D sus4, and we're going to go D sus4, D, D sus2. All right, and it's going to be 1 and. Okay, so D sus4 is 1, D major is and. Okay, 1 and then it's the and of 2 again, and. All right, let me just play that for you guys to process. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so let me do this at a very, very slow tempo. So bear with me, but I'm doing it slow so that you guys can hear these rhythms, and then I'll play it up to speed. So we got 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. All right, so if I play it a little bit faster, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and let's loop it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 last time. 1 and 2 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you guys are interested in learning a little bit more about rhythm and strumming, I do have an online guitar course, laurenbateman.com/course. I'll put a link in the description below and you guys can go check that out. Let's get back into the video. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an intermediate way. This is usually how I will play this song live. When I play live, because my voice is higher, I'll usually capo. I'll put a capo on this to make it a little bit easier for me to sing, change keys. So what we're going to do here, we're using the same thing. And we're using the same accents, the same timing, except I'm going to throw a 16th note strumming pattern underneath it. So it's going to sound like this. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, right? So this is what I'm throwing under it. All I'm doing is I'm throwing the accents on top of that rhythm in the same exact spot. So if this is my 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I always tell people, like, if you're having a hard time figuring out the timing, sing it. Da 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 and 4 and da 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 ba bum ba bum bum. So then we got she's a good girl. See, this is why I capo it. If you are a female and you want to sing this song, you might want to capo it, because if you play it down there, for me, it's way too low. So when I play this song and I play it live, I always capo it. And I usually capo it around the 4th fret, which makes it, I'm an alto, so it makes it a little bit easier for me to sing, you know, so that when you get to those high parts. And the chorus is the same thing. And I'm free. Great thing about this song is because once you learn that little progression, it's the same thing for the entire song. You don't have to change. You can keep the strumming pattern the same. Super cool song. I love performing this song live. Hope you guys enjoyed this lesson and that you're able to pick this one up pretty quickly, at least the beginner version. YouTube's going to pop up a couple more videos over there. Go check those out. And finally, don't forget to like my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another lesson video.